Jim, before we go on with more reviews, just so much more,
Yes.
we have a bit of a follow-up on something we just talked about. I've sent you a link. I don't know for sure you'll be able to open it. You may have to X out of something and ask you to join. It's a Facebook link for a video. We recently had a question about a wrestler named Flesh Gordon. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes, I do. And we thought it was the old film, but apparently there was not only
Well,
a wrestler
you
named
did.
Flesh Gordon. Well, you would have thought that too. But there's more than one Flesh Gordon.
Well, and that's the video I have sent you. Apparently someone, because it's not on YouTube, I was looking for it, someone has what is deemed or what has been billed as a tryout match footage. A tryout
Oh,
match
good
footage.
Lord. I've just clicked on it and I'm watching it right now.
Oh,
And the guy looks like he's trying to be Scotty Steiner. He's got the gimmick bleach blonde mustache and beard and the short hair, and he's a jacked up muscle guy. But somebody had this. Somebody had this on Twitter the other day, and it's like a 1-minute clip or whatever. I think this had to be early 2000s because this was after I was there. I did not see this match. I wasn't at the TV, didn't see it, but this guy, it's like he's never been in a ring before. And the other guy that he's working with doesn't particularly look like he's an expert, but he looks like he's trying to get something out of this that they've called, and just nothing's happening. This guy, Gordon, is picking him up and dropping him. He's taking fucking phantom bumps. They're missing each other when they're standing still. I've never seen this level of amateurism or complete shittiness, even on a WWE, a dark match, tryout match, nothing. The guy, oh God, he won with some kind of a spinning full Nelson. And then just gets up and looks down like, oh my God. I mean, I've shit all over my, and he's got his head in his hands as he's walking up the ramp. Like, what have I done here?
that was after a wonderful spine buster, which just
The guy was leapfrogging him and he stood up under him before he'd cleared him. Oh, and yeah, the spine buster was the guy jumped up and then Gordon just dropped him. And this is playing on a loop, so you can see it over and over. He's trying to shoot the guy off with a hip toss. He was going to shoot him into the ropes with a hip toss. Oh, he got it the third time. Oh, boy.
To confirm or deny, there are some people who thought this, and I thought it was ridiculous, but this is not Ron Waterman, correct?
No, good Lord, no. No, come to think of it, though, he looks a little bit physically, and with the short blonde hair, he looks a little bit like Waterman, but Waterman didn't have the gimmick superstar Graham fucking beard and all that other shit. And no, Ron Waterman was better in his sleep than this fucking guy.
And again, the other guy is not exactly doing great here either. Some of these punches are embarrassing.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, he's probably while he's punching him, he's asking the guy, have you ever done this before? Do you think you can do anything we called right?
Now, this apparently is a tryout match. Obviously, we don't know either of these wrestlers. This is a few years after you would have been the one arranging a lot of these matches, a lot of these tryouts on these shows.
Yes.
How does someone who clearly is not even indie level, how does someone get booked?
Well,
to open up the night, right? This would have been before.
Oh, yeah. Well, and in those days, they would have a match on first, even if it wasn't a tryout, just a dark match, because you'd get your announcer audio levels and they'd test out the cameras. So at every TV taping, 10 minutes for bell time that was advertised, you'd get one match regardless of what else, just for technical reasons. And a lot of times they'd use that to put somebody in the ring and take a look at him at the same time in front of people. I don't know what town this came from. I would have to assume oh my God, the guy was punching him in the head and he took 3 punches without even moving, and all of a sudden just jumped up in the air and dropped to his hands and knees to sell a punch. This had to be close to this guy's where he lived, his hometown or whatever. And somebody that knew one of the agents maybe said, "Oh, I got this guy." I don't know. The only way this guy could have never got booked on his merits of doing anything ever. But occasionally, either somebody that is a friend of the agents has a school locally or worked an independent show and said, "Oh, this guy," maybe the guy drove somebody around. "Hey, you want to take a look at him?" Put him out on the fucking, dark match for cameras. This wasn't a serious. I can't imagine this was ever a serious, let's see what the fuck this guy can do.
Okay, well, in that case, who would have been watching this? Would Vince McMahon have been watching this?
Boy, they better hope not. Was there an agent? Whatever time period this was there an agent fired during that point in time? No, maybe Jerry Briscoe would have been. Bruce back in those days was on gorilla position, but they might have had Jerry Briscoe watch it just because it's, a tryout or a dark match or whatever. Hey, Gerald, see if any of these guys have anything. But unless Vince was already sitting there ready for the show to start and happened to look up from his format and go, "What the fuck is going on here?" He probably didn't see it. But geez, this is just, I've never seen anything this bad on a WWE show. So this is on Facebook.
Yeah, this is on Facebook, and it's apparently the match is around. You could just look for the title of this video is Flash Gordon had an all-time disaster performance in this tryout match, and he knew it as soon as the match ended.
That's why he had his head in his hands. He's like, "Oh shit."
Now, the idea that there's not just one Flash Gordon, who apparently is a 71-year-old in France, that there's a second Flash Gordon. Does Flash Gordon pass the name test?
Only if you're talking about 70s porno theaters in Times Square. No,
why wouldn't it be early 80s porno if we're going based on the popularity and success of the Flash Gordon film?
Because I think that we're going all the way back to 35 millimeter porn rather than fucking early VHS porn. And that would be late 70s.
What do you think of Flash Gordon, the movie that came out in, what was it, 82? When did it come out? Somewhere around
Oh,
there.
God. I don't know that I've ever seen it.
Really? Wow.
Because I remember, didn't Queen do the fucking soundtrack?
That's
and
right.
It bombed?
That's right.
Yeah, it bombed.
That doesn't mean it won't be good.
Well, no, along with the Sgt. Pepper soundtrack, it's the only album that ever shipped platinum and returned double platinum.
Well, no, that was there were a few record labels that did that for a living. You could say strategically. What did you think? That's one of the worst movies ever. Is there anything redeemable about that Sgt. Pepper movie?
Sgt. Pepper, yes. Besides the fact that it was just great, and it was a wonderful movie to make out to in the back row in 1978. Earth, Wind, and Fire got to get you into my life. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
All right. Well, this has been the Flash Gordon segment, the now weekly Flash Gordon segment.
If I was that guy, I'd try to buy up every copy of this video and burn it.
Maybe that's why we can't find it.
That's just incredible.